of God, that church, that congregation is incomplete. You and I are organs in the body of God. Correct? If you are a hand and the hand is missing, is the body complete? Every one of you and I has a specific place that God has put us into the body of Messiah. And we need to know what that place is and function in the gifting that God has given us so we can bless the other person next to us. If you are missing from the place, the body is incomplete. Number one. Number two, two letters cannot touch in the Torah. If they do, the Torah is invalid. Now, what does that mean? Every letter must be individually placed there on the scroll. What does it mean? You see, you and I may have family today, but one day, you and I will need to stand before our Maker by ourselves. You and I will have to give an account for what you have done in this life by yourself. Nobody will help you that day. The Lord will show you the film of your life, and this will be what you have to answer for. And what this is saying is that although the community is important, it is just as important what you individually do. So don't say evangelism is somebody else's job. That's the pastor's job. He gets paid for evangelism, right? Or living a righteous life is for some people called saints. It's not for me. But the Bible calls you a saint. The Bible tells you to go and spread the news. You have a part that you have to play, collectively and individually. You cannot be clumped up with others and say, I'm just a leaf that came off. I have no value. I'm just here with the rest of the bunch. No. You are part of the body, but you're also an individual in the eyes of God. And you need to function just like the human body. The cells in our body, they each have a different function, but they all work together to form one body. Correct? You and I are those cells. How do we function? Do we function as one body? Do we come together to give Him the glory? Amen? Okay. Now, let's move on. I'm getting sidetracked. Chapter 1, verse 2. What is the sign of the righteous man? His delight is in the Torah of Adonai, and in his Torah he meditates day and night. That word law is a very bad translation. Whenever you see the word law in the Bible, change it to Torah. Okay? Now, let's look at that word, meditate. You see that word meditate? The word meditate is the Hebrew word yahaga. For those of you, again, it's Yud, He, Gimel, He. Yud, He, Gimel, He. 4 letters. Yahaga. Now, what is the name of God? Yud, He, Vav, He. Y-H-W-H. So the meditate is Yud, He, Gimel, He. The name of God is Yud, He, Vav, He. One letter is different. You know what Gimel stands for? Gimel means? It pictures a camel, that's the origin, but it also pictures a man walking. So when you are meditating, you are walking. But what happens? What are you meditating on? God. And when you write the name Yud He Vav He, the Vav pictures the man standing. He's not walking now. He is standing. When you meditate on God and His Word, you stand firm in God. Now, hear me very carefully. What is meditation? If I go to some Bible class, I come to church, if I sit around and, is that meditation? I go to 6 different Bible classes every night. Is that meditation? No. What is that? I'm glad you went to 6 Bible classes a week, Pastor. That's great. But you know what? Let us assume you have food on a table. Nice chapati and what kind of curry here? Lamb curry or mutton or all that is sitting on the table, and you're saying, delicious food, smells so good. Is it going to do you any good? No. How does that food make you happier? When you eat it. You see, going to Bible studies is the food. You can pick up the food, you can even put it in your mouth. But when does that food become part of you? When you ingest it. Meditation is not sitting and thinking like some sannyasis tell you to do. Meditation is taking the word and ingesting the word. When the word goes in, it does its kriya, its work. Until it goes in, it doesn't do its work. If you need transformation, you need to live by the life that Yeshua lived, you need to take his word and make it part of you. How do you do that? Thy word have I hid in my heart. Why? So that I may not sin. You need to take this and put it into your heart. You need to put it into your body so that you can live what God has allowed you to live. Amen? So, you need to meditate on the word of God. Now continue. Let's go to verse 1 real quick. I skipped that. How blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scoffers. Do you see a progression? Stand, right? Walk, stand, sit. A progression. Let's first talk about the walk part. He does not walk in the counsel of the wicked. The word therefore of wicked is the word rashoim, resh, shin, ayin, yud, mem, for those of you. And it can be better translated into wicked men, plural. So what is the difference between ungodly men and wicked men? Ever wondered? There's ungodly and there's wicked. What is the difference? In the Bible terms, both are equal. If you're ungodly, you're wicked. But if you want to put it in more structure, I will say the ungodly is the person who does out of ignorance. But the wicked is one who deliberately does it. You follow what I'm saying? The one who deliberately breaks the law is what? Wicked. The one who does it out of ignorance is what? Ungodly. So what does it say? He does not walk in the counsel of the wicked. How many times do we run if we have problems to the ungodly? I know of a couple right now who are going through marital problems and they're going for counseling. I said, that's wonderful. Which church counselor are you going to? Oh, no, that counselor is not, he's a psychologist, he's not a church person. I said, you guys are believers, right? Yeah. Is he a believer too? No, he's not. He's just qualified from so-and-so place and giving all this counsel. And this is the verse that came to my mind. How many times do we, as God's children, submit to ungodly advice? I remember in my college days, there was a guy who had a lot of women problems. And he was a believer. And he got with some roommates. His roommates were all the same kind of guys. And this guy was feeling convicted because he was a believer. But his friends kept saying, guess what? Forget this church business. Man, come on. If it feels good, have fun. We are young. This is what we need to do. So a few months later, I met this guy and I said, hey, I haven't seen you in church lately. He said, yeah, I've decided, that's a little problematic for me. So what happened? Well, I've got all these